Hi, welcome to another episode of The Take. So I recently came across a video of Michelle Obama. She sat down with Jimmy Kimmel for an interview as part of the promotion of her new book, The Light We Carry. And she shared a piece of advice that has by far become one of the best pieces of advice that I've ever heard Michelle Obama share, for me personally. Take a look.
Your mom said something great that you recount in the book, something to the effect of, my job as a parent is to be put out of business.
Yeah.
How exactly did she put it?
You know, she wanted to make herself obsolete, and which is contrary to how this generation of helicopter parenting works, you know, where we are like wiping their noses and, you know, bringing snacks and scheduling play dates and making sure that our kids don't experience any hurt or any anxiety. We're waking them up until they're 25. My mother's theory was just the opposite. She's like, yeah, I think my parents felt like they couldn't give us wealth. They didn't get a college education. We weren't going to get some inheritance. So she had to give us competence and give it to us early. So she gave us alarm clocks in kindergarten. The minute we were going to school, she's like, this is how you use it. It's your education. You set it, you get up, you work through your schedule in the morning. My mom was up, but she was like, you've got to be responsible. This is your education. Then she sent me to walk to school by myself at 5. But I tell that story because it also helped me get accustomed to pushing through fears and hesitation earlier. When your parents are telling you, I think you are capable of doing this, you know, it made me feel competent. And so one of the things that I say for so many of us who are struggling with fear is that it's a tricky emotion because it can keep you safe, but it can keep you stuck if you don't learn how to decode it. If you don't learn to understand what's the fear that's going to keep you safe and what's the fear that you need to push through to get to growth and learning. My parents made us practice confronting our fears early in life.
Unbelievable. And did they learn that from their parents?
I think they learned it in the opposite way.
Oh, okay.
My grandparents, both of my paternal grandparents, were stuck by their fear. You know, being black men in their era, moving to the North, thinking that they would have expectations of a better life, both of them very smart, but limited by the racism and the, absence of opportunity. That anger, that bitterness kind of kept them fearful and locked in, so their lives were smaller than they needed to be. And my parents didn't want that for us. They knew that fear could make your world small. And I tell that story throughout the book tour and in the book because fear can do that.
Yeah.
That's why people use it to manipulate us, to keep us afraid of each other.
I can't imagine anyone would ever do anything like that.
Yeah. But my, plea to people is you can always make your world a little bit bigger. And there's always growth and opportunity on the other side of that good fear. So we can't let people manipulate us into living small lives and being afraid of each other. We should be very suspicious of that kind of thing.
That is great advice.
I think this is brilliantly said. I think fear is an emotion that really keeps back a lot of us from achieving things that we've always dreamed of achieving because of the fear of what if. And I also personally came to the realization that I'm deeply inspired by those people that fight to overcome the fear of doing something than by those that are already good at doing that one thing. I think overcoming a fear of doing something is deeply admirable. Anyway, let me know in the comment section what you consider personally to be the best piece of advice that you've ever heard from Michelle Obama. And if you have not done so, it would mean the world for me if you could subscribe to this channel and like and share this content if you find it inspiring. This will ensure that you do not miss any content and videos that I share on this channel. Thank you for joining us. This was The Take.